Curt Schilling is 0-2 before the 1993 season against the Braves. He is 2-3 lifetime.
The 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Pleasant conditions, if not even warmer, tomorrow night for Game 2. Lauser gone on 3 pitches. He foul tip strike 3 into the mid of Darren Dalton.
McGriff.
McGriff made a huge difference, and Schilling strikes out the side in the first.
Side of the Braves in the first inning. The last guy to do it in postseason play was Steve Avery. But very few guys that I have seen. It doesn't matter whether it's 0-2 or 2-0 to Dykstra.
Broken bat, but it's heading for the gap in left center. Nixon racing to cut it off. He gets to it on the warning track. At least 2 for Dykstra, and he'll stop there with a leadoff double.
Opportunity to sacrifice. He tries it with a guy with a 300 batting average lifetime against left-handers.
There's a base hit. Dykstra had to hold up to see if Lemke would catch it. And he'll stop at third with nobody out.
What happens, Sean, is some of the more experienced hitters want the other team.
Pine tar on helmets?
I don't think so. You're referring to Brett's pine tar incident.
Chopped to second, a double play ball. High throw, but Blauser came down with it, but that threw off the play. Kruk safe at first, and the Phillies lead 1-0. Dykstra in from third as Kruk reached on a fielder's choice. Down to third, another double play ball. And this time they turn it 5-4-3, and that ends the inning. Avery surrenders a run on 2 hits after 1-0 Philadelphia. And a great way to start his first postseason game ever. The 1-2 to McGriff. That's 4 strikeouts to open the ball game for Curt Schilling. Series game ties the record, shared by John Candelaria and Nolan Ryan. There's number 5. A league championship series record, 5 straight strikeouts to open the ball game for Curt Schilling. Another 1-2 pitch on the ground to short. Nice play by Stocker. And that ends the inning. After an inning and a half at Veterans Stadium, the Phillies lead 1-0.
54 pitchers during the '93 season.
There's a pop-up for Terry Pendleton. 1 out.
54 pitchers had 20 starts or more, and Steve Avery is still the youngest. He will be Saturday's starter.
When the scene shifts to Atlanta. Incaviglia, a high drive to deep left center. But Otis Nixon has room. 2 away.
That's the one thing that Steve Avery has added to his arsenal this year.
Jim Eisenreich. Line drive, base hit over the glove of McGriff, and it scoots on the turf all the way to the wall. Chamberlain on his way to second, and he has a 2-out double. Already agonizing is Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach.
Well, what that 2-out double does, it forces you to walk Stocker, who's a good right-handed hitter. He's a switch hitter, but good from the right side.
Schilling, who was 11 for 75 during the regular season with no homers. He knocked in 2. Little dribbler down to first. McGriff fields the fair ball and wins the race to the base. The Phillies strand 2. After 2, 1-0 Philadelphia. Crowd wants another strikeout. It would be the 6th for Schilling. The 0-2 lifted into shallow left center, and Incaviglia makes the catch. Well, yesterday Art Howe was fired as manager of the Houston Astros. Curt Schilling is just 26. but he's already been in the organizations of the Red Sox, Orioles, Astros, and Phillies. A pop-up by Lemke along the third base line. Collins makes the catch. Bruce Fleming says that was a fair ball. With 160 during the regular season, 12 for 75. Down the left field line, Incaviglia on the run. Can't get it with the dive. It's a fair ball. And Avery stops at second. He's the first Atlanta base runner of the night. Steve Avery, a 2-out double in the third. Then Sanders got sick. Nixon went in as the starter and played very well. He's been in there ever since. That's well hit to left. Incaviglia has it go over his head. And it doesn't take long for one of the Achilles heels of the Philadelphia Phillies to make itself known. 2 fly balls to left, both of which might have been handled by somebody else. Eluded the grasp of Incaviglia. Regular season right down the middle, 6 wins apiece. This will be the 28th pitch this inning for Schilling. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Schilling. We'll return to Veterans Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
Go out to take your position. It's like a nuclear waste site out there.
Avery crowded him and he popped it up in the direction of Pendleton. 1 out in the bottom of the third. He had hit the grand slam that wrapped up the National League East. His father got the phone and told him to be more patient at the plate. His nice Mariano did not follow there as he swung and missed at a pitch out of the strike zone for the 2nd out of the inning. How'd you do in that one?
No, quit.
I was looking for your name in the box where you must not have started. There's a line drive to right, and Justice put it away. The Phillies go in order in the third. After 3, 1-1 the score.
Playing all World Series games last year, says he has something to prove.
He walks on 4 pitches to open the inning. First walk thrown by Schilling. Let's listen in now on Doug Drabeck's scouting report on how to pitch to Fred McGriff. The 1-2 hammered down the right field line. Chamberlain will have to play it on a hop. Gant continues toward third. McGriff stops at first with a long single. And the Braves threaten to take the lead for the first time tonight. First and third and nobody out. The 2-1 in the air, not very deep in left center. Gant is tagging. It should be deep enough to get the run home, and it will be as Incaviglia throws to second. And the Braves lead for the first time. It's 2-1. Will bat after Pendleton. Chopped slowly to short. They'll have to hurry to get 2, and no chance as Duncan fielded the throw from Stocker to force McGriff. 2 down. Pendleton safe on the fielder's choice at first. They have to use those guys. It's a roll of the dice. And Berryhill strikes out. The 7th for Schilling, but the Braves get a run and they lead 2-1 after 3.5.
With eggs. That's as specific as I want to be.
All over the country people are running to their dictionary looking up scrapple. We're not talking about the board game that sounds similar. Hollins a pop-up. Pendleton the catch, 1 out. The pennant race, a new experience for many of the Phillies. We talked with Darren Dalton about
0.7 per 9 innings.
And the payoff pitch. Strike 3. Dalton watched the fastball whiz by. Second strikeout of the night for Avery. 4 for Philadelphia. Payoff pitch. In the air, center field, and well hit. Nixon at the wall and looking up. Home run, Kate Incaviglia. Incaviglia hit 24 during the regular season, 2 of those off Steve Avery. Leon bothered by a virus. Put him on the shelf for a while. The strikeout ends the inning, but the home run by Incaviglia ties the ball game 2-2 after 4. Over his knee, which sidelined him for a while, is feeling much better. Chopped down to first. Kruk wins the race to the base. 1 out. Hit the floor.
He is our big hurt, I'll tell you that.
It's going to be a big hurt to himself if he ducks for cover any more quickly. There's a base hit for Avery, who came into the ball game hitting 160 for the regular season. He's 2 for 2 today. He doubled and scored the Atlanta run with 2 outs in the 3rd. He's the 2-0 to Nixon. Slap past the diving Hollins into left field. So Otis Nixon is 2 for 3 with his RBI double in the 3rd. Now an opposite field single here in the 5th.
Clint Eastwood, read my lips. I can't. You have a glove over him.
Maybe they're just germ conscious. The 1-2 pitch, he struck him out. Blauser fans for the 3rd time. Now here's Doug Drabeck's scouting report on Ron Gant. Schilling looking for his 9th strikeout. He struck him out. Halfway through the ball game, the Braves 2 and the Phillies 2.
Bob McDonald is coach for 14 years out there. That's how many years Bob was out there.
Justice the catch for the first out of the 5th. Coach McDonald now at Navy. If you do it, that's great, but after opening day, it really isn't any more significant than any other starting assignment. That's the case when beginning the league championship series as well. Lemke throws him out.
He is a money player. Big 2-run homer in Game 3 of the National League Championship Series for the Mets in '86. Change up there, got him.
Strikeout victim of Avery as the Phillies go in order. We'll return to Veterans Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
You can hit a ballpark, so you got to constantly make adjustments to continue to hit. So I'm always reading.
Well, he took the first pitch of the 6th to center field. Dykstra squeezed it. 1 out. McGriff now 1 for 3. He singled back in the 4th.
Thing about hitting
In the 4th. Another chance for Dykstra. Well, a couple of pitches and a couple of quick outs for Schilling. 2-2 the score in the 6th. He's had at least 1 strikeout in every inning. Doesn't have one here in the 6th and won't get one if Hollins throws out Pendleton. He does, and that ends the inning. The Braves go in order after 5.5. 2-2 the score. Second baseman from Mickey Morandini. Popped up. Justice in medium range right field made the catch. Here's what Doug Drabeck told us about John Kruk. Ball 4. The Phillies have the go-ahead run on with 1 out in the 6th inning. Just the second walk thrown by Avery. Line down the right field line, a base hit. It'll roll to the wall. Kruk being waved around third and now held, and Hollins has a double. They won't risk being too cute with one of the best RBI men in the game the last couple of years.
over 100 RBIs 2 years in a row. And one would think with Incaviglia's prowess against Avery.
The Phillies had 8 grand slams during the regular season. That's in the dirt and toward the dugout. Here comes Kruk with the go-ahead run. Stalker is a switch hitter. He was a much better hitter during the regular season. And he's standing in the very bright spotlight at the vet. In the 6th inning of a 3-2 game, there's a fly ball center field. Nixon was playing over in left center, so he went a long way to flag it down. The Phillies get one. They leave the bases loaded, and they lead 3-2 after 6.
He's worried about how many pitches he throws tonight.
Line drive and a base hit. So the Braves have the tying run on with 1 out in the 7th inning as Lemke delivers an opposite field single.
Now that is good hitting by Mark Lemke.
Jim Fregosi to his closer Mitch Williams. Little pop up. Stalker in shallow center. 2 outs. Sounded like Sanders broke his bat and he was looking at the lumber. To put his glove back on his hand a little bit earlier in this instance. And that's ball 4. So Schilling has walked Nixon. He's put the go-ahead run aboard and has pushed the tying run, which is hit awkwardly as Dalton did. Now the 1-2 pitch. Soft line drive caught by Duncan. That ends the inning. 7th inning stretch. 3-2 Philadelphia. 6 of them starts. And the off-speed pitch got Schilling for the first out of the home half of the 7th. Schilling now 0 for 3.
The very fact that Jim Fregosi left him in the game.
Carew explaining the situation. About a week later, Dykstra got a phone call from Carew inviting him to come back to the stadium, this time as an invited guest. Lenny is aboard with 1 out in the 7th.
Lenny said that he would have signed with the Angels.
With the signs. We saw the fastball signal given by Berryhill, and Merker blew away Duncan with it. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Merker, with the walk to Dykstra in between. On the ground, right side, Lemke knocked it down from his knee. He threw him out. Nice play by Lemke to end the inning. We've played 7. The Phillies 3, the Braves 2. And it's still 3-2 as we go to the 8th. Schilling still on the mound. They were guarding the line, and the ball went right by Hollins. Had he been playing straight away, he might have gobbled that one up, but that's the way it goes in a 1-run game in the late innings. Ron Gant with the base hit.
I think when you have a guy like Ron Gant, you do guard the line at third base.
I think McGriff caught a big break. Now the 1-2. Not that time. He thought he was going to get the fastball. Schilling fooled him with a breaking ball for strikeout number 10. Despite being booed by those sitting around them. This time Gant does not run. Justice sends it to left. Pretty well hit, but playable for Incaviglia. 2 down. Gant returns to first. We're in the 8th. The Phillies lead 3-2.
Even though
Frank Pulley, the first base umpire. Popped up. It'll be close to the seats. Hollins and Stalker, and they come together. Hollins made the catch, and that ends the inning. The Braves have stranded 7. On to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Philadelphia. But more often than not gets the job done. He did have 43 saves despite all the drama this year. Hollins might have chased the pitch outside, and Lemke throws him out. Well, he finally put it in play in his career against Merker, but he's out on the bounding ball to second. Smash through the right side, a base hit, and Incaviglia is 2 for 4. He homered back in the 4th.
I think you may see a pinch runner here for Incaviglia. Milt Thompson probably, and he'll go in for defense in the 9th inning.
Merker working very slowly as he tries to keep the Atlanta deficit at just 1 run. Went to the off-speed pitch, and they pull it against the defense.
Boa will take the chance with Thompson. Blauser with the relay throw to the plate, and he is out at home. The Braves cut down a very big run at the plate. Mitch Williams in 1993 recorded a team record 43 saves. Batting corpse, more speed in the outfield now for Philadelphia, but it doesn't matter if the pitcher doesn't put it over. Ball 4, none of them close. That has Schilling rocking back in his seat. The 4th highest total in the National League. And there's a double play, one hopper. Batiste threw it away into the game for defense. He threw it into right field. First and third, and nobody out for Atlanta.
Follow him down when he makes the throw. You walk home.
That's what Belliard will try to do. He got it down but toward first. The runner does not break from third, and that's the first out of the inning. So they do get the go-ahead run in a scoring position, but they've given up an out to do it. Second and third, one out, 9th inning, 3-2.
The thing about Williams' fastball, he throws the high riding fastball. A lot of right-handers swing through it or pop it up.
To short. It will get the tying run in. Stalker threw out Nixon, but Bakota is in to tie the game at 3.
As you see, David West, the left-hander, and Larry Anderson, the right-hander, warming.
So that's ball 4. He walks Blauser on 4 pitches. 2 walks in the inning. The first went to the leadoff man Bakota on 4 pitches, and he scored the tying run. Mitch Williams doesn't have ulcers, but he's a carrier. His payoff pitch, he struck him out. Breaking ball out of the strike zone. Gant whiffs to end the inning. But the Braves get the tying run. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
That overshift, if your center fielder is as fast as Nixon.
That's pulled right down to the first baseman McGriff, who stayed down with it. 1 out to the bottom of the 9th. He hit .318 during the regular season as part of the right field platoon with Wes Chamberlain. Nice play by McMichael. A leaping stab of the one hopper, and Eisenreich is the 2nd out of the 9th.
Fine play by McMichael.
As advertised, the leadoff men have been a big part of the story. Nixon and Dykstra. McGriff guarding the line, and that's why they do it. That would have been an extra base hit, but he snared the solid hopper, and that ends the inning. The Phillies go in order in the 9th. We go to extra innings in game 1, tied at 3. The solid ground ball that ended the 9th, and his tirade lasted all the way out to his position in center field. That's in the direction of Dykstra. Thompson takes charge in left center. 1 pitch and 1 out. McGriff out in the pop-up in shallow left. He's now 1 for 5. If he were voting for the National League Most Valuable Player and he could not vote for himself, he would vote for David Justice. Well struck, but right into the glove of Stalker. Well, we've kept Doug Drabek up a little bit later than we expected to. Here's what he had to say. The 0-2. Well hit toward the gap in right center and in. Cut off by Dykstra, and that will stop Pendleton after a long turnaround first with a 2-out single.
And that's why you play deep in a situation like that. You guard the line.
Buck moves a step or 2 behind Pendleton. He runs, and it's a base hit down the line. Pendleton around second. Thompson fields it on the warning track. Pendleton held at third. Olsen has a double. He struck him out. And the Braves leave 2 in scoring position in the 10th. On to the bottom of the 10th. 3-3 the score.
Mets had a 2-run lead. Greg Maddux sailing along in the 9th inning.
In the hole, tough play. Great play by Pendleton for the first out of the inning. He had a long way to go to his left, and it was a tricky hop, and he made it look easy.
There's a page out of that book right there.
The 1-1. Deep drive to right. Way back and off the wall. Justice gets it in quickly. Kruk is safe with a double. Kruk hammered a line drive and had top spin.
And with a base hit, he could do that.
Down the line, fair ball into the left field corner. Kruk around to score, and Kim Batiste goes from goat to hero in a matter of minutes.